Before we start, quick question for you. Have you ever wanted to sound more confident in English on a date, but didn't know what to say? Today, you'll learn Valentine's Day English vocabulary and practice a real intermediate English conversation that will help you plan a date, express your feelings, and avoid awkward moments, all in natural, everyday English.
And don't worry, this is not about being perfect or memorizing long lists of words. It's about sounding natural, relaxed, and confident, even if English is not your first language.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to plan a Valentine's date and keep the conversation flowing in English, whether you're going out or staying in.
Learn, Speak, English, the podcast.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Learn, Speak English podcast, the place where we turn your English learning journey into a conversation between friends. I'm Ryan, your English coach from sunny California.
And I'm Carol, a yoga teacher and English instructor from the UK. It is lovely to be here with you today, Ryan.
It's great to have you, Carol. Now let me tell you what inspired today's episode. This morning, I was walking past a flower shop, and the window was full of red roses and heart-shaped chocolate boxes.
Which can only mean one thing. Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
Exactly. Valentine's Day. For some people, it's the most romantic day of the year. For others, well, it's a day of high pressure and stress.
Oh, I agree. People worry so much about making everything perfect. They think if they don't spend a lot of money, it doesn't count. But as an intermediate English learner, this is actually a fantastic topic to practice because it involves planning, expressing feelings, and describing experiences.
That is so true. So, today we are going to help you kill two birds with one stone. That's a common idiom, by the way. We are going to teach you how to plan a great date while leveling up your English vocabulary.
I love that idiom, Ryan. It means to solve two problems with one single action.
Precisely. But before we dive into the romantic details, we want to hear from you right at the start. Go to the comments right now and tell us, do you usually celebrate Valentine's Day in your country, or is there a different day for love?
We'll be reading your comments later, and you'll be practicing real English for dating and relationships while you do it. So, Ryan, let's get into the planning. The first big question is always, should we go out to a fancy restaurant or should we stay at home?
That's the classic dilemma. If you decide to go out, you need to be very proactive. At this level, proactive is a great word. It means acting before a situation becomes a problem.
Right. Because if you try to get a table at a good restaurant on February 14th without a reservation, you are going to have a very difficult night. You might end up eating fast food in your car.
Exactly. So let's look at the English you need for a reservation. You'd call the restaurant and say, I'd like to book a table for two for the evening of Valentine's Day, please.
And the host might ask, what time would you like your reservation for? You could answer, does 7:30 p.m. work for you? Or, we'd prefer a table by the window if possible.
By the window. Very romantic, Carol. Nice touch. Okay, this is a perfect moment to practice. Pause the audio and repeat after me. I'd like to book a table for two for the evening of Valentine's Day, please. I'd like to book a table for two for the evening of Valentine's Day, please.
Great! Now try this one. Does 7:30 p.m. work for you? Does 7:30 p.m. work for you?
If you can say these sentences confidently, you can make a reservation anywhere in the world.
Now you have to set the mood. But Ryan, what about the other option? Staying in. As a yoga teacher, I'm all about comfort and mindfulness. Sometimes a crowded, noisy restaurant is the opposite of romantic.
I'm with you there. Staying in can be much more intimate. You can cook a meal together. It's a team activity.
But you have to be careful. You don't want to burn the Valentine's dinner.
If you're cooking at home, choose something you're confident with. Don't try a 20-step French recipe for the first time on a date.
Good advice. Maybe a nice pasta? It's simple, delicious, and hard to mess up.
Pasta is a winner. You can say, I'm going to whip up a shrimp linguine. To whip up is a phrasal verb, meaning to cook something quickly and easily.
Oh, I like that. Let me whip up some dessert. Speaking of which, chocolate is a must, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's basically the law on Valentine's Day.
Let's practice that phrasal verb together. Repeat after me. I'm going to whip up a nice dinner. I'm going to whip up a nice dinner.
Now, with confidence, imagine you're already in the kitchen. I'm going to whip up a nice dinner.
Now, let's talk about gifts. This is where people get really stressed. They think they need to buy expensive jewelry or the latest gadgets.
I think the best gifts are the ones that show you really know the person. In English, we call this thoughtful. If your partner loves art, maybe get them some high-quality paints or a book about their favorite artist.
That is so much better than a generic box of chocolates from the supermarket. It shows effort.
Effort, another great word. It's the physical or mental energy you spend to do something. For example, writing a handwritten card takes more effort than sending a text message.
And it's much more meaningful. If you are writing a card in English, you don't have to be a poet. You can keep it simple. Something like, I'm so glad we're spending this day together, or you make every day feel special.
Those are perfect. They are clear, sincere, and grammatically correct.
What about flowers, Ryan? Is that too old-fashioned for California?
Never. Flowers are a classic, but here's a tip. Learn the language of flowers. Red roses mean romantic love, but yellow roses usually symbolize friendship. You don't want to send the wrong message.
Oh, imagine that! Sending yellow roses to a new partner, and they think you just want to be just friends. That would be an awkward conversation.
Very awkward. Awkward is a word we use for situations that feel uncomfortable or embarrassing.
We've covered the where and the what, but before we get into the how to handle the conversation, let's check in with our listeners again.
Good idea. Imagine you are planning a Valentine's date. Which do you prefer? A night out at a cinema or restaurant, or a cozy night at home with a movie? Type team out or team home in the comments and tell us why.
I'm definitely team home. I love my sofa and a good book or movie.
I think I'm team out this year. I've been staying in too much lately. I need some vibrancy.
Okay, so you're on the date. The food is there. The gift has been given. Now you have to talk.
For many English learners, this is the scariest part. But remember what we always say, keep it simple.
Exactly. You don't need to discuss philosophy. You can start with active listening. Ask questions about their day, their hobbies, or their favorites.
You could say, I know you've been busy at work lately. How are you feeling about that new project?
That shows you are attentive. It shows you care about the details of their life.
And if the conversation stalls, that means it stops moving. You can use conversation starter.
Like what?
Well, since it's Valentine's Day, you could ask about memories. What's the best trip you've ever taken? Or, if we could travel anywhere next summer, where would you want to go?
Those are open-ended questions. They require more than a yes or no answer. They help the other person tell a story.
Right. And if they tell a story, you can use follow-up questions. If they say they love visiting Italy, don't just say cool. Ask, what was the best thing you ate there?
What was the best thing you ate? Now we're back to food.
Everything leads back to food, Carol. It's a universal language.
Now it's your turn to speak. Repeat after me. What's the best trip you've ever taken? What's the best trip you've ever taken? What was the best thing you ate? What was the best thing you ate?
And try this one. If we could travel anywhere next summer, where would you want to go? If we could travel anywhere next summer, where would you want to go?
These are great open-ended questions. Use them to keep the conversation flowing. Now, what if something goes wrong? What if the restaurant loses your reservation? Or what if you spill wine on your shirt?
First of all, don't panic. To panic is to feel sudden, uncontrollable fear.
In those moments, your English becomes very important for problem solving.
If the waiter makes a mistake, be polite but assertive. You can say, "Excuse me, I think there's been a slight misunderstanding. We ordered the vegetarian pizza, but this one has pepperoni."
A slight misunderstanding. That is a very British, very polite way to say you made a mistake.
This sentence is extremely useful in real life. It works in the US too. It keeps the situation calm. And if you're the one who makes a mistake, just laugh it off. Resilience and a sense of humor are very attractive qualities. Let's practice it together. Repeat after me. Excuse me, I think there's been a slight misunderstanding. Excuse me, I think there's been a slight misunderstanding.
This sounds polite, calm, and confident, even in a stressful situation. Ryan, we should mention that a perfect Valentine's Day doesn't have to be extravagant. That means very expensive or elaborate.
You're right. Some of the best dates are low-key.
Low-key is a great slang term for something relaxed and simple, like a picnic in the park.
Or a starlit walk. You mentioned earlier that you love looking at the stars.
It's free, it's beautiful, and it gives you plenty of time to talk.
You could also do a movie marathon at home. Pick a theme, maybe 80s comedies or animated films, and just relax.
That sounds delightful.
We've covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap. That's short for recapitulation or a summary.
Good idea. 1. Planning. Be proactive. Book your table or plan your menu in advance. 2. Gifts. Aim for thoughtful over expensive. Personal details matter. 3. Conversation. Use open-ended questions to keep the dialogue flowing. 4. Mindset. If things go wrong, stay calm and use your English to solve the problem politely.
And don't forget the most important part. Enjoy yourself. Learning English is about connecting with people, and Valentine's Day is the ultimate day for connection.
Well said, Ryan. I feel much more prepared for February now.
Me too. Even though I'm still team out and you're team home, I think we both have great plans.
Before we go, we have our final request for our listeners.
That's right. For our last interaction, what is one new English word or idiom you learned today? Was it proactive, whip up, or maybe low-key? Write it in the comments so you don't forget it.
Writing it down is the best way to make it stick in your memory.
It really is. Thank you all for joining us on this romantic episode of the Learn, Speak English podcast.
It was a pleasure, as always. Don't forget to share this with a friend who might be planning a date or someone who just needs to practice their intermediate English.
Stay safe, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.